From WSMV-TV Channel 4, this is More at Midday.
But we've got a cool show today.
We do, and we're starting off with, I'm calling it the deception, deception detection.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
There's a show on TV that's my favorite show.
And
you know what
has
I'm
to
talking
do
about, don't you?
with that, doesn't it? How you can spot a liar and be more honest with yourself. Also, the powerful impact of uncovering the truth in your own life, how it not only affects your mind, but your body. We do have author Deborah King here with more in her new book. It's called Truth Heals. So you're going to want to stick around. This is going to be one of those really interesting segments.
Who needs the lightning groups? We got the real deal here. Okay, this is good stuff.
Thank you. Well, do you know when someone is telling you a lie? Isn't that an interesting question? Deborah King does, and she has tips to help you figure out when someone is not being truthful with you and how to not lie to yourself. She has a new book. It's called Truth Heals, What You Hide Can Hurt You. And Deborah is joining us in our studios today. Deborah, welcome to Midday.
Thank you.
We're glad to have you with us. This is one of those topics that everybody's going to be glued to the TV because they're like, oh, I would always love to know when someone is lying to me, certainly. And you say that there are ways that you can tell.
Well, there are, and we've just forgotten what they are because actually our whole body is this amazing lie detector kit. It starts down here in your gut, you know, gut instinct. Those visceral hunches we get when you just know someone isn't telling you the truth or a neighborhood isn't safe. You know, really go with that information because your body always knows the truth.
Interesting. Okay, so I'm just curious. What are some key things, like if we're talking with someone, we ask them a question point blank. What are some things that I can be looking for?
First of all, feel from your body, listen to your heart won't lie to you. But then there's some things that are pretty traditional with amateur liars. They will have trouble making eye contact.
Looking at you in the
They'll want to look away. Maybe their mouth smiles, but their eyes do not. That's really typical on television. I see that a lot. They'll try to put an object between you and them or turn their body away from you to just achieve some distance. And they'll fiddle with their nose, their ears.
Yeah. There's often, I often see some sort of a fidgeting all of a sudden.
Right.
You know, or the leg starts.
Yeah.
It's interesting just to kind of check it out. Now, how can you be your own personal lie detector?
Well, you know, just develop these skills. Again, using your gut and, you know, watching for body language. 93% of all of our communication is nonverbal. So if you're watching, you can practice watching TV, you know. What'd you think of President Clinton the day he said, I did not have sex with that woman? I mean, what'd you really think?
Right.
Or how about Casey Anthony right now, who's on trial for the murder of her toddler? She gives so many signs of deception, and her friends say she's, you know, a habitual liar.
And then there's Blagojevich.
Oh, my word.
Been in the news for so,
Now, he's really interesting because he's like a professional liar. He can look right at the camera with impunity and just lie, and that's because he's so practiced. And that's why we want to focus on this, because it helps us see the lies we're telling ourselves. Those are the ones that do the most damage. You know, the classic is when we kid ourselves and we say, I'm over that bitter divorce, and we aren't. We haven't even begun to deal with those feelings.
Yeah.
And, you know, they can really hurt our psyche and finally our body.
Right. I want to talk about more of the personal aspect in just a minute, but going back to some of these public figures, it is sad to me to see what we do see in society, and who knows, maybe this much of lying has been happening for years and years and years, and it's just now more in the public's eye. That could be the case. But it is frustrating because you feel like we're facing this epidemic of liars everywhere.
It's always been this way. It's just that now we are focused on it, and I think we've peaked and we're headed down the other side. I actually think we're moving into a period of transparency.
Well, isn't that nice?
It is. It's so refreshing.
I'm going to be ready for that. So what do we really need to be aware of as far as our own personal health and keeping in mind the importance of truth?
Well, what I urge people to do, and I do it in Truth Heals, the book I've written, is just take 5 minutes a day and write down a few notes about how you really feel about something. Maybe it's your mother-in-law. Maybe it's what happened at work last week. Maybe it's something that happened to you 20 years ago. You know, get in touch with your feelings, and that actually processes them. So then you don't have to push them away and distance yourself from them, which is what makes us sick. It's when we have that split.
That's really good information. And the key, again, is tell the truth. If you just tell the truth, you don't have to worry about which version of the truth, technically supposed to be saying.
It's a muscle, and you can develop it. Just as much as you have the muscle to lie, you can have the, you know, the habit of truth telling.
Just work on it, certainly. Again, Deborah King's book is called Truth Heals. What you hide can hurt you. So check that out. Deborah King, a pleasure. Thanks for coming to us.
Thanks
right
so
here on
much for
Midday.
having me.
We appreciate it. All right.